Well, howdy. Good afternoon to you. You know, if you're a mom and you own your own business, sometimes the most challenging thing is to get your family to understand what you do and to have reasonable expectations and boundaries about your role as a business owner. It's kind of a nice day, so I had the windows down and now it's windy. So today I thought I'd talk about, three tips, three ways that you can talk to your children primarily and your family about what you do. But I feel like for many moms who choose to be a business owner, chances are you're running some element of your business around your children. And so we have to educate them on what we're doing, why we're doing it. If we're going to ask them to have some quiet time, if we ask them for some time that you are able to concentrate, all of these negotiations that seem to happen because you are a woman, you own a business, and you have kids. So I thought we'd start off with, I would say number one tip is talk about what you do in a very age-appropriate way. And I think this part is a little bit of involving them in the business about what you're trying to accomplish, why you started a business, what it is that you do. My definition of what I do to my children definitely has changed as they've grown up. And now if I'm watching, like last month we did a digital marketing exercise in the mastermind. And so I've been watching a lot of the videos that my clients have been putting out there. And I had one of my videos playing in the background as I'm listening to a client. And my son comes in and he's like, "Mom, who's that?" And I was like, "It's one of my clients." And he was like, "She's really good." I was like, "Yeah, she is. She's a rock star." And so, there's that element of they understand more and more as they get older about what it is that I do. But I also, it's really important to me that my children understand that you can have a good income, that you can create a future for yourself as long as you understand that there's some focus and discipline, some effort that's going to be behind that. And I won't necessarily that you got to work hard and earn it, because that's not how our world necessarily works anymore. But I want them to understand that it's not magic, that it just doesn't, you don't just walk over and flip on a switch and suddenly, miracles happen. So, because, our kids right now, I do have to say this because it reminds me of a conversation I was listening to my children have with some of their friends over spring break when they were talking about YouTubers and all the money that the YouTubers were making. And it was just so interesting to me that our children are actually today better equipped to understand what it is that we do, because they see people their own age being entrepreneurs and being business owners with a variety of different businesses. So I would say step number one is just to talk about it. Talk about why you're doing it, what goals you have. And that kind of leads into probably number two is, I would say, don't make it about a competition between the business and your children. Meaning, when you're with them, be with them, but also structure your business in a positive way that doesn't have your family feeling like they have to compete for time with the business. And there's a couple of different ways to go about this. One is your straight up your boundaries with your business. I will say in a minute, I'm about to say your boundaries with your family, because you need it on both sides. I need very clear communication about that. But boundaries with your business and sticking to them. Like I said, we all go through periods of launch. We all go through periods of pushing. And not so much pushing, but where you're doing a concentrated, more of a launch, I suppose, more of a concentrated energy, a concentrated effort towards a specific goal that require a greater amount of your personal resources in time or money. A launch. right? You might be launching a new product. You might be trying to shift your business. You might be adding a new service offering. You might be hiring employees. There's a variety of ways. Going after a big contract. Who knows what those are? And so you will have this whole ebb and flow of your time between your business and your family. But one of the conscious things that I do when I know that I'm flowing to my business, right? And I can see that because a lot of things, well, almost everything in my business is planned, has a timeline. So I know when this stuff is coming because I'm not thinking about today's business today. I'm thinking about next year's business today. So I have time to maneuver. But I pay in. I pay in for and I pay in after. So you think, my husband knows what I'm doing right now, but he's calling. That's okay. So I pay in to my family before with an intention and with my presence and with my interest in their lives before and after. I'm still involved with them during that hard push time or that launch time. Excuse me. But I've buffered it. And I've kind of paid forward a little bit of what I'm about to take out. Remember yesterday I talked about this family bank, and you make withdrawals and you make deposits. And so we're trying to make sure that those, end on the positive side at the end of the day. So I buffer. If I'm going to go out of town, like I happen to be traveling for NABO at the end of the week, going to New York for leadership, and also there's an international women's entrepreneurship group that is meeting up in New York that is very interesting to me. So I'm going to be spending time with my children. Last night, I think with my younger son who loves to play games, we played 16 or 17 hands of Wizard. And we watched a movie, and we just sat around and we talked. That's me paying into him while I'm gone. Now, it helps that he's going on a camp out and he's not going to miss me that much. But when he was younger, I used to call him my jealous little lover. People would be like, can you come to speak at this event? Or are you coming to this conference? Or whatever it was. And I have been known to say, hold on, I'm going to have to check with my jealous little lover. Because he has a personal physical attachment that I needed to make sure we managed in a positive way. When I come back, I create space on the back end for them as well, and for me, because traveling is kind of crazy. You know that it's not, bonbons and champagne every second of the day, so you're a little tired. Make space for that, all right? You just make room for it. You pad a little bit so that you allow time to reconnect and actually relate to your family. And I would think the third thing that you have to do is, look, as a business owner, I think you can, hands down, be at anything family related that you want to be in. There's actually no excuse if that's what you want to do. And I really think that's the thing. I've got to help people understand that it's all a choice. But perhaps you make a choice that's more business related. I know one year I had an opportunity to speak out on the East Coast, East Coast, and it overlapped with a performance that one of my children was having. And, I talked to him about it, about why I wanted to go and what that meant that I wouldn't be able to be at his performance, which is it's important to me because my parents were not able to be at a lot of my performances or games or, really, I think, participate in my childhood. So it's important to me to participate in my children's childhood. But, we had this conversation, and one of the things that I help my children understand, even at a young age, is what it is that I'm contributing to. Like why it is that I do what I do and what's the reason why that I'm going. Sometimes I've equated it to travel. I'm like, well, one of the things that mom's involvement in what she does helps to pay for is our travel. And our next trip is X, Y, and Z. So I need to be able to go earn an income, earn some cash for my business so that there's money to pay for that. Aren't you excited about this trip? And inevitably they are. So there's ways that I help them understand how it benefits them. And we call it the benefit program in my house. Our children have a benefit program. They also have a requirements for that benefit program, lest they lose their benefits. But we talk about it in that sense of terms so that they understand that it's not necessarily me pulling away for them, or that it's a competition between my business and my children, but that it's actually something that we're doing to benefit the family as a whole, and the choices that we sometimes have to make in order to be able to drive our bigger goals in life. So that's it for today, guys. Tell me what did you think? How do you explain the choices that you're making in your business when maybe you have to choose the business over some family time? Or how do you tell them about what it is you do? I'd love to hear those comments. My name is Leslie Hassler. Totally didn't introduce myself. I am the owner and a business growth strategist with Your Biz Rules Business Coaching and host of today's show, Coaching from the Carpool. We're here most Tuesday and Thursday afternoons about 2:45 live on Facebook, but you can catch us on YouTube and over at the yourbizrules.com website. So that's it for today, guys. May your week be profitable, and we will be talking with you soon.